Daniel Negreanu isn't just a poker legend, he's a human lie detector. His uncanny ability to call out exact hands leaves even top pros speechless. Whether he's narrowing down a hand to 2 cards or making a soul read that defines logic, these moments showcase why he's one of the best players in the world. Stick around until the end, where Negreanu's mind games push a player into doing something truly unthinkable, dodging disaster. In our first clip, Daniel Negreanu proves why he's one of the most intuitive players in poker. With years of experience and razor-sharp instincts, he pieces together every clue to make a read that few could ever pull off. This isn't just poker, it's a masterclass in hand analysis and discipline.
With the raise to him, we'll call 1,600 more to him.
Jones calls another bet with 7 deuce.
4 to the flop. It is deuce, 4, 6. Antil got just what he was looking for, a set of 4s.
Very nice.
Stuck checks, he's drawing dead. Over to Adam Jones.
Reaching for chips.
Picked up a pair of deuces. He puts in 2,800 chips.
I know Jones used to ride Bronx for a living, so he can be a little reckless, but are we kidding here?
Special with Negreanu after him. Daniel's going to raise it.
10,300.
10,300 more.
Yeah, Daniel likes the flop. It doesn't seem to thread in his pocket nines.
Cool.
Antil calls. Stuck folds.
That was a nice smooth call from Antil as Daniel eyed him.
Gotta tell Daniel something.
Oh, Jones gets off the horse.
So heads up, Negreanu and Antil. 8 of spades, no help for Daniel, who trails big time.
And Daniel slows down. Lon, he doesn't just have a 6th sense. I believe he has a 7th and 8th sense.
At least. Antil checks also.
Antil will not let him know the strength of his hand.
Another 8 on the river. Antil earns the check mark. And he's got the full boat. Daniel checks again.
Make it 15,000.
Make it 15,000 with pocket 6s or pocket 4s. Which one is it?
Wow.
He's the best.
Pocket 6s or pocket 4s, quick.
Take your pick.
Huh?
Take your pick.
It's either one. Can't beat either one, buddy. Pocket 6s, pocket 4s. Which one?
He'll break him.
But why would you check the turn? If you bet the turn, I was just going to fold. I really was. I was just going to give it to him. I mean, he had to have 6s or 4s, but 15,000. There's a gazillion in there. I'm going to fold the second best hand.
He's right.
Daniel is the only player at the table, Lon, who has access to the other player's hole cards.
Instead of falling into the trap, Daniel trusts his gut and makes a world-class fold, saving himself from catastrophe. This moment is proof that in poker, the best move isn't always the one that wins chips. It's the one that prevents disaster. It's just so boring to fold. In this next clip, Daniel Negreanu doesn't just extract chips, he gets inside his opponent's head and calls his hand. This isn't luck or a party trick, it's years of experience and razor-sharp intuition, showing us all why poker is a game of both luck and skill.
I understand. I'm not going to take it personal. Here, take it. Take whatever you want. I just don't fold. It's so boring to fold. So I decided, no more folding. You never know what you might hit. I don't know what I have yet. We'll see. And I'll tell you what I have after the flop.
What you have, Daniel, is top pair.
Check to that guy. He's one to raise. What are you looking at me for? I'm not going to bet. Come on, this flop, that texture. Psh. How many spades are there? 3? Ooh. Scare card. Scare card.
Yes, 3 spades, and we're 3-handed, so you're really not supposed to be talking.
I'm gonna take a stab. Nope. I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna take a stab. That's not. Yeah. See what that does. 82. Lots of fun stuff happening on that board. Give me one of these. Cool. My dad used to do this to me when I was younger. He gave me the nose when he'd stare at him.
You can't see it, but we're totally doing it.
Tarhanovs does have draws to go with his jacks.
You're the guy who checked queens before in the 10-high flop, so now I'm scared.
River bricks out for Tarhanovs.
Daniel should absolutely be betting this board.
He does, 9,600.
96? Yep.
Safe river, safe bet.
Tarhanovs still only looking at 1 overcard to his jacks.
Now it's the Sith Lord versus Jar Jar Binks the King.
do you have, like jacks or queens or something like that? Is that what you have with a spade? That's what you have? Jacks or queens with a spade? Oh, I got it! He smiled, that's what he's got.
I'm smiling because you are talking.
Oh, I love to talk. I don't shut up. You haven't been paying attention the last 4 hours?
Story checks out.
When have you seen me shut up? I just keep blah, 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 blah. Diarrhea of the mouth. Can't help myself.
Story still checking out.
What do you have?
What do I have? I would tell you, except you're not allowed. It's an EPT rule. I would tell you exactly what I have, but I can't.
Call. Because you're
I
Negreanu.
have a king.
No.
Okay. Works.
So Daniel wins the last hand of the level.
Daniel doesn't just read his opponent, he narrates the hand in real time, pinpointing pocket jacks with a spade. And just like that, his opponent, bewildered but unable to resist, calls Daniel's value bet, handing him even more chips. 3 queens. In this intense showdown, Daniel Negreanu finds himself up against the always unpredictable Sean Chikhan on high-stakes poker. The hand could spell disaster for an ordinary player, but Daniel's legendary instincts keep him one step ahead.
Chicky with a couple of queens.
I have a feeling he had me beat.
See what he does.
He became very quiet all of a sudden.
I raised.
19,000 from Chicky.
I'm out of money already. I haven't done nothing. I'm out of money. I got a bunch of 5s and 100s.
Ronald added an earring in the offseason.
Yeah, when you add that second earring, I'm leaving the booth. Just remember that.
How much money you owe me, sucker?
You owe me $14,500, $800. Why don't you pay it up before you finish this pot?
Is that 19 total?
15,000 more, yes.
Sean raises 15 more, makes it 19 total. Daniel's just going to call.
Damn. You did that like it was nothing.
Last year, he would have bet his house with ace
Only
king.
19,000.
I want my 1,200 back. See what it creates action, fellas. That's where we ought to put it on there.
Doyle lobbying for the straddle.
He's out.
Looking for action.
Look around the table.
You have a good hand?
You don't need to really create much action.
You have like a really good hand, or are you just
I knew you
playing?
had a good hand too. When I looked up, you just like all
Of course I got a
spooked
good
out.
hand.
I
What,
swear
you
to
think I
God.
just called
When I
19,000
looked
nothing? I got a good hand.
You were all spooked
I'm not
out.
gonna tell you what I got,
When I said
though.
raise.
I'm not gonna tell you what I got. But I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm gonna check in the dark. Pow!
3 queens for Sean Chicky.
Wow, Berman.
Check.
They won't let us play props this year.
Both players check.
That's good.
Check from Daniel.
Sean can't check anymore.
$25.
You got 3 queens over there?
25,000.
Daniel immediately said you have 3 queens.
Smell like 3 queens.
I had 3 queens.
You played that so
You
strong.
had 3 queens? Really?
You played that so strong.
I did.
I believe it.
No shock to anybody at the table that Sean has 3 queens.
Smell like 3
When
queens.
you, that's what you had when you checked it.
See, man, you a fish, man. Everybody knows.
Daniel's ability to break down the hand and call out his opponent's exact cards is astounding. His razor-sharp reads and controlled decision-making prove once again why he's one of the best, turning what could have been a nightmare into just a small loss. Enjoying the video so far? Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to never miss an epic poker moment. You gotta know when to hold 'em. In our next clip, we find Daniel in his comfort zone, narrowing his opponent down to 2 possible hands. But more incredible is how his opponent reacts to Daniel's read, proving yet again he's one of the best in the game.
But he makes the call. Both blinds will fold, so 3 players will see a flop. No 6 for Bonyardi, but a 9 high flop could get Daniel in trouble here.
Daniel looked a big speculative pre-flop, and now he's picked up top pair. He might get in trouble.
Shlomi continues. He's made it 15-25. It's a pot-sized bet.
No slow playing for Shlomi. 5x pre-flop, pot on the flop. Daniel's still not convinced. He wants to call.
But should he call?
Daniel has a tough time folding pairs, and this is top pair. He should probably fold, but I don't see it happening.
He does make the call.
A big pot is brewing.
No real threat out there to Shlomi's kings.
Shlomi can't be too concerned about this turn card.
21-25.
This time he decides to make it a little bit cheaper for Negreanu. He went full pot on the flop, right around half pot on the turn.
Surely this is where Daniel lets it go.
Daniel is trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And he makes the call. He's not entirely convinced yet. Again, this river really doesn't change much. The only hand this helps is 6-7 or 8-9. And Shlomi only fires out a third pot on this river. He gives Negreanu a fair price to make this call. He's getting 4-1 on his money.
Well, let's see if Daniel can get away from this.
Daniel is determined Angel Small River Bet is a value hand that Kid Poker can't beat. Although it's hard for him to rep a hand, he's bumping it up.
You got aces or kings? Can I say that, or is that illegal? Heads up. I can say what he has, but not what I have. Okay. I'm thinking aces or kings.
You think right.
Daniel really pulled the trigger correctly on that one.
And Shlomi's now thinking, if you've read me for aces or kings, surely you can beat aces or kings. I have to fold.
If I show one, do I have to show all? Okay. I can show one? I can show one if I want to? I don't feel like it. Never mind.
Getting his opponents to fold the best hand and call with the worst hand is just what Daniel does. It's another day at the office, and it's not only a perfect read, it's a perfect result. I think he's got 2 aces. In this next clip, Daniel Negreanu does what he does best, dissecting his opponent's range with laser precision. As he confidently narrows it down to just 2 possible hands, the real magic happens not just in his read, but in how his opponent reacts to it.
Let's get back to our featured table where Daniel Negreanu is front and center. And Negreanu with Queen 10 offsuit.
I know how badly Daniel wants to win the main event, but I still think he does too many other things. He plays golf, he's got his own blog, he's doing Wii bowling. He's scattered.
He does raise it to 3,000. Over to Ryan McLean with pocket aces. He's another Canadian player. He's from Edmonton.
Maybe this is the Canadians' year to win the main event.
A re-raise to 9,000 from the small blind from McLean. So that action back to Daniel now from Toronto. Lives here in Vegas.
I don't really want to, but I kind of have to.
Well, you didn't have to, Daniel. But he did. He calls.
6,000 more. These 2 Canadians to the flop. It is 5-4 queen, and that's dangerous. Daniel paired his top card.
You see, Daniel hits top pair and he's hopelessly behind. That's why he didn't have to.
You know what I think he's got? Aces.
That is uncanny.
I think he's got 2 aces.
What do you do if you're McLean now?
Well, I'm not even sure McLean has aces, and we can see his cards.
McLean, a little more than half the pot. That's 12,000 with his aces.
Well, if Daniel is so sure he has aces, why did he reach for chips?
Ace.
Yeah, he made the call.
Give him an ace over there.
Turn card is a deuce. No help to Daniel. McLean checks this time.
You know, I think Daniel's talk has frozen McLean. Daniel talked his way into a free card.
There's a 5 on the river, and that earns McLean the check mark.
Why would you check aces on the turn? That was such a strange play. You had a straight draw and everything.
If I'm McLean and he's got the best hand, I just want to crawl into a hole. It's like Daniel is flashing a spotlight in your face.
McLean checks it. Daniel checks it out. There you go.
Aces.
I told you I knew what he had. I had a queen.
Wow.
Spooky, man. I was like...
Daniel's pinpoint read on his opponent's pocket aces would be impressive on its own, but it bewilders his opponent to make even more mistakes. On the turn and river, his opponent finds himself trapped in confusion. All because Daniel knows exactly what he's up against. Did you have ace-king? In this next clip, Daniel Negreanu once again proves why he's one of the most feared minds in poker. What truly sets him apart is his ability to read his opponent like an open book.
Top pair now for Van Plu. Good spot for Daniel to just check and pray for a cheap and fruitful showdown.
He does check. Not sure cheap showdown is an option, though.
Nope. Right now, David just trying to figure out the price of this value meal.
He only has 36,000 behind.
All in.
And he shoves.
I fold, but did you have ace king? No? Didn't have ace king? You had aces or something? No, you didn't have aces. What the hell did you have? Ace. What the hell you had?
Folding ace high on the river isn't really groundbreaking, but calling out the exact 2 cards his opponent was holding, that's something only a poker legend can do. It's yet another uncanny display of Daniel's near psychic ability at the table. Daniel Negreanu, the hero. In this next clip, Daniel Negreanu proves that making a great read is only half the battle. Having the courage to follow through is what truly sets him apart.
And nobody wants to take on Daniel Negreanu here.
Action around to Magnus Persson, the Swede. He's in the big blind, and he decides that there's value enough to make the call, even with 10-8 offsuit.
Well, he does have 2 overcards, luckily for him.
They have both missed that. It's given a gut shot to Persson, but he won't like those spades.
And Daniel Negreanu is definitely going to make a continuation bet here.
It's legitimate for Magnus to put him on the ace. He did bet in early position, but
with a gut shot, it's worth a small call. Well, that may get Persson a free card here.
Daniel gave him an iffy look. He wants to see a river card. So nothing for nobody. And now Magnus bets. Time for Daniel to put his thinking cap on.
Daniel's got a tough call here. You know, he represented the ace, but now because he checked the turn, it looks as if Persson might have that ace. Tough position for Daniel Negreanu.
Weird. Something doesn't feel right. I don't know.
Magnus trying to look as relaxed as possible, like he's definitely winning this hand.
Daniel Negreanu does know that the story doesn't make sense.
Rule that out. I'm so suspicious, to tell you the truth.
And if Daniel is suspicious, that means he's definitely considering a call here. Wouldn't be surprised at all, one of the great readers in poker, if he made this call. And he does. Correctly so.
Yeah, same idea. It was an all or nothing call. All right, thank you.
Good one.
Thank you.
Daniel Negreanu knew he was either up against a monster or a complete bluff.
So suspicious for some reason.
The hero call, one of the boldest moves in poker. It's a decision that can make you look like a genius or leave you feeling like a fool. But Daniel doesn't just make great reads, he trusts them. And in this hand, that trust pays off in spectacular fashion. The cost of a call. In our next clip, it's day 7 of the 2015 World Series of Poker main event. The stage where fortunes are made or lost. Even for a seasoned pro like Daniel Negreanu, every decision carries immense weight, and a single mistake can haunt you for an entire year.
Budaroni now.
It's been 3-bet. What's he gonna do with 9-8 off? Take 5 seconds, then muck it. Maybe take 10 seconds.
And muck it he does. In the big blind, Daniel with ace-king.
The wrong time for ace-king.
The stare. Daniel with a 4-bet. Those are the chips he just won from knocking out his friend and buddy.
Uh-oh, McKeon has to multitask 2 people to stare at.
The original raiser, Matthew Guan, with 6s, and he gets rid of those.
Okay, so McKeon will stare, check his chips, then maybe stare again before 5-betting all in.
Daniel has McKeon covered. But McKeon with the hand.
I'm all in.
We raise all in.
How much?
Shade under 10.
They call me Cole 4, you know, because I'm Mr. 4-bet guy. Oh, and you move in, huh?
8.310.
9.81.
You know I don't usually do that, right? I mean, I just want to make sure you know I'm not like the 4-bet guy.
Daniel with ace-king again like he had in 2001 with 2 tables left, except this time, it wouldn't even be a coin flip. He'd be in awful shape.
I think most people would have already given you your money, but I'm probably not, because I think you have a very, 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 very good hand. Like the best possible hand.
Daniel's so good. I don't know how he ever loses. For real.
Because he doesn't listen to what he says.
What would Helmuth do? I already know. Question is, what do I do? Probably the same thing as him, I think. Got aces.
I think Daniel feels the absolute worst hand McKeon could have here is queens, but it's probably aces or kings. This would be for 70% of Daniel's remaining stack.
Daniel gives it up.
What did you fold then?
Ace king.
McKeon picked up the best starting hand at an opportune moment.
Daniel makes a disciplined laydown with ace king, a hand that many tournament players would have snap called with. But in poker, avoiding disaster is just as important as maximizing value with the nuts. With only a 9% chance to win, Negreanu proves once again why elite players separate themselves from the rest, not just by making big calls, but by knowing when to fold. Mind game mastery. Our final clip might just be the most incredible moment of Daniel Negreanu's career. He doesn't just read his opponent, he completely scrambles their thought process, leaving them utterly bewildered.
5 deuce with 2 clubs, a set of 5s for Torelli. Negreanu was the pre-flop aggressor. He has ace high in a backdoor club draw, and he bets 1,150.
Over half pot into 4 opponents, this bet should come free with a drink at the bar because it is a little nuts.
How does Torelli play his set?
I think part of Daniel's rationale is that he does have that backdoor nut flush draw, which means he can probably rep huge on the turn.
Torelli raises 2,500 total. Sammartino gives up the 3s, Palafis is out. Luca folds as well. Daniel calls.
Daniel's now put in 25% of his stack with no pair and no draw. He's going to need more runners than the New York Marathon.
Well, Daniel's going to be loving that card. He now has second pair plus the flush draw. Torelli obviously still big favorite with those set of 5s.
Daniel's going to think that's the best card in the deck for him, but we know it's the same as any other club, except the queen. That would be bad. And it looks like Daniel's going to donk lead this. Don't let the name fool you. Even the pros do this sometimes. That's when you bet into the last aggressor.
Blue chips?
Torelli's bound to be a little confused by this.
Daniel's bet 30% of his remaining chips. Torelli may well just put him all in. No, he just calls.
He's either trapping or he wants to reevaluate on the river.
The river card is the ace of diamonds, giving Daniel 2 pair. And he moves all in. We could be about to lose Daniel Negreanu.
Sick part is he thinks he's value betting.
67. 7,075.
This wasn't a great card for Torelli either.
Got ace queen of hearts or something.
This will be an awful line for a bluff, so Alex might think he's beat here.
It's like I want to fold.
Really?
You have a what?
I want to fold.
You don't have a fold?
No, I want to fold.
Oh,
I wanted to
did you have ace queen of hearts? Is that what you have? That's kind of what I put you on.
Fold the damn turn.
There is an argument. If you call the turn, you have to call the river.
Ace queen of hearts might get half. Go for the high, I'll take the low.
Might get half. That's good. I mean, it's really hard to be bluffing.
That part's true.
You're special, though.
That's what I've been told.
Alec is getting almost 3-1.
He had 5s?
Ding.
And he lays it down!
Daniel's unshakable confidence shines through as he methodically dismantles his opponent's reasoning. The result? A shocking fold of an absolute monster hand. It's not just about knowing the cards, it's about owning the moment. And Negreanu does exactly that. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an insane poker read, epic meltdown, or brutal suckout. Thanks for watching.